Right guys, it's Josh from the Saints View, the channel of Southampton content. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'd like to thank our sponsors, Pitch Sport, just before the big video begins. And yeah, check them out down below, and let's get on to the preview. Right, so just before I get into the Palace preview, I'd like to just touch on that Liverpool game from last night. I think it was the same old. You know, we started off well in the first half especially, and we dropped off in the second half as we do every single game. It's getting slightly boring now. And the system that Hasenhüttl opts to play just clearly isn't working, and something clearly needs to change because it's just not, the press is not sustainable throughout the whole 90 minutes. It's just clearly not possible, as seen every single game. Like we saw yesterday night that, you know, we pressed well for the first 45 minutes or so, or first 60 minutes to be fair. And after that, it's just gone to bits. Our players look dead on our feet. And we just allowed Liverpool to keep the ball for the majority of the second half. And we created very, very few chances, especially compared to the first half in the second half. And yeah, it's just not good enough. And we probably deserved nothing from the game yet again. If Ralph's still here as a manager of Southampton next season, I think we really need to rethink what system he needs to play, because this season it's been quite lacklustre in the second half, and I think that's just due to, you know, giving everything in the first half and then, you know, having nothing left in the tank in the second. So we really do need to rethink and have a revamp in the summer. Otherwise, there's only one direction we're heading, if I'm honest. You know, we've only got 2 wins in 2021, and that just says it all, doesn't it? But on to Tuesday night against Crystal Palace at St Mary's. I'm expecting another tight game. You know, you don't really walk over Crystal Palace. They're a team which has a good defence and hard to break down. And we saw that in the reverse fixture at Selhurst Park, where we lost 1-0. And, you know, we just couldn't create many opportunities to break them down fully. And I'm expecting the same again on Tuesday night. I think Crystal Palace fans will tell you that they've had a mediocre season. I think Roy Hodgson has got them playing in a more defensive style, more counter-attacking play. I'm very reliant on individual quality that they have in the side, from the likes of Eberechi Eze and, of course, Wilfried Zaha. And, you know, we really do need to be wary of them coming into the game, because they can cause us some serious problems, as they have done previously with any side in the Premier League. Obviously, against Liverpool, we really did miss Danny Ings and, you know, his ability to finish, because we just couldn't finish at all last night. And I presume we'll get a fair few chances against the Crystal Palace side, who are usually quite defensive. So if Danny Ings can make a return for this game, he simply has to start, because, you know, we've seen on numerous occasions where we've just missed golden opportunities, you know, especially Che Adams and even Nathan Taylor lacking that experience up top. Has really cost us in recent weeks. So that's my thoughts on the game. So I'm going to go on to the predicted lineup now. I think in goal it has to be Fraser Forster again. I think Ralph has said that he is planning on rotating the goalkeepers for the rest of the season. And you know what, Fraser Forster was brilliant against Liverpool. I thought he made a few terrific saves and kept us in the game in the first half. So I do believe that he deserves another start in between the sticks. The back four, it simply has to be Jack Stevenson at left back. I don't think we'll see Ryan Bertrand in Southampton colours again this season. And at the back, it has to be Mohamed Salisu and Yannick Vestergaard as the centre-back pairing, as Jan Bednarek has simply been below par and been a shadow of himself compared to last season, if we're all honest here. I mean, he clearly needs a break, and he's played almost every game, if not every single game this season, and he's just looked so tired, and And to cut it short, he's just been awful, to be honest, in recent months. I thought it was very harsh from Ralph to drop Mohamed Salisu for that Liverpool game. And you know, that performance against Leicester alone warrants him a start, and he just simply needs to start against Crystal Palace. He's definitely deserved that. And right back, it's quite set in stone now. I mean, we quite literally don't have any backup in that position. But yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters, he has to start. He's been brilliant this whole season. He was brilliant again against Liverpool. And hopefully he's recovered from that knock he picked up against Liverpool. But I think he should be alright, and he has to start on Tuesday. Moving on to the central midfielders, I think it's got to be Ward-Prowse and Ibrahima Diallo. I think that partnership of Stuart Armstrong and Ward-Prowse has worked in the last couple of games, but we really do miss Stuart Armstrong's bursting runs further up the pitch. And again, it was shown last night, so we really do miss that. So I think it's got to be Diallo that sits beside Ward-Prowse in that pivot position. And the two left and right attacking mids, it has to be Stuart Armstrong and Takumi Minamino. Minamino, you know, he's probably not lived up to the potential that we all hoped for. He scored 2 terrific goals, but other than that, his all-round play hasn't been all there in all the games that we've seen. But I think he's well rested now. I missed that game against Liverpool for obvious reasons. So yeah, I think Minamino deserves a start, and obviously Stuart Armstrong on the other flank. Up front, it's got to be Nathan Tella and Danny Ings if he's fit. Danny Ings, I think, is a 50-50 whether he's going to be fit for the game, but if he is, he's got to start. He simply has to. There's no two ways about it. We've missed his presence and his finishing abilities in the past, well, for the whole season, really. And Nathan Tella, he's been a bright spark, especially in the last few games where everything has seemed doom and gloom. Nathan Tella has created a lot of things from nothing, and he looks like a real talent, and I think he deserves another start on Tuesday. Yeah, that is my predicted starting 11 for the game against Crystal Palace. And moving on to the score predictions, I think that it will be a very tight game, as I mentioned before. Crystal Palace are no pushovers. I'm going to predict a 1-1. I just can't see us winning. I think our defence is just too fragile. We always seem to concede in almost every game now. It's becoming a regular occurrence, and obviously that needs to change next season. But yeah, I can see us scoring. I think we'll probably score first in first half, as we usually do, and then bottle it in the second. But yeah, I think that's what's going to be the outcome of the game. I think a 1-1 is a pretty fair prediction. That is my preview of the Southampton Crystal Palace game. Drop a like if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.